Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is July 17th, 2025, and Miguel Galan believes that Barcelona might have an agreement with Xavier Tebas, and that is why they have not reported him and removed him from his position. Also, Barcelona have extended the contract of yet another promising defender out of La Masia. And finally, Deco was seen today meeting with Xavi Simons' agent. We're going to talk all about it. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo. We'll begin this video with the news that Miguel Galan suspects that there is currently an agreement between Barcelona and Xavier Tebas, and that is why they have not reported him. Now, Xavier Tebas has been in the news yet once again because, of course, he continues to insist on his project of having official La Liga matches in the USA in order to bring, more money and more viewership to the Spanish league. And he has suggested that Barcelona could be one of those teams to play in Miami during this upcoming season. And well, now Miguel Galan has stated that he believes there's an agreement between Barcelona and Tebas, a non-aggression agreement, and that's why they have not reported him. Now, if you don't know who Miguel Galan is, he is the president of Senafe, which is a public organization that provides coaching courses or football coaching courses. He's also an attorney. He's the one who broke the story that if Barcelona reported Tebas for violating confidentiality rule and discussing Barcelona's finances in public, they could end up removing him, something that Barcelona has not done. And I criticized Laporta a lot for not doing this because Barcelona had the chance of bringing the complaint against Tebas, removing him from his position when he shared Barcelona's finances on the website. They didn't, and then he did it again during that meeting with Athletic Club Bilbao president Jon Uriarte, which then Jon Uriarte used Barcelona's confidential financial information to help convince Nico Williams to stay. And well, now Miguel Galan is stating that maybe why Barcelona did not report Xavier Tebas to begin with is because there's a non-aggression agreement between them and La Liga, where Barcelona promised not to bring a case against Tebas and removing him from his position. And in exchange, Tebas would have Barcelona play against Villarreal in Miami, which of course this would bring more money for Barcelona. Now, this is what Miguel Galan is currently saying in his social media account. I hope it's not true, because if it is, I'll be very, very disappointed with Laporta and his board, because sure, playing in Miami, an official match would bring Barcelona more money, but given how much damage Tebas has done to Barcelona over the years and potentially how much more damage he could do in the future, I think that's a lot more than whatever Barcelona could end up making from La Liga match in Miami. So I really hope and pray that Galan is just making this up and it's not true, because if it is, I got to tell you, at this point, we should start talking about removing Laporta from his position. Now, on to the next bit of news, because Bojan Kirk has officially received his certification for sporting director. Bojan Kirk, someone who works under Deco, he's part of Deco staff, was hired by Barcelona to help Deco with scouting duties, and of course, he also monitors players that Barcelona send out on loan. And while he has been completing his sporting director certification that's given out by the Royal Spanish Football Federation, he attended a total of 10 courses, which he's already completed. And now Bojan Kirk can officially become a sporting director. Now, of course, the question will be, is he going to try to get a sporting director job somewhere else? Hopefully not, because Bojan Kirk has done a good job at Barcelona, especially with the players who have been loaned out. Plus, they say that he has been instrumental with helping the youngsters cope with the new fame, with the new attention, because of course we know Bojan Kirk is someone who came up through the academy, was very, very promising player, but unfortunately never really made it because he suffered from severe anxiety that, prevented him from reaching his full potential. So they say he's been instrumental in helping the young kids coming out of the academy to deal and cope with all this extra pressure, all this extra media attention, and all this extra fame. So hopefully Kirkic will stay at the club for as long as he'll have us, or we'll have him. Yeah, right? Anyways, on to the next bit of news, because, ladies and gentlemen, Barcelona have renewed the contract of yet another promising defender. I told you in the earlier video that Barcelona renewed the contract of Raúl Exposito, and now the new news is that Barcelona have also renewed the contract of Jean Ingles. And no, he's not English. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Ingles in Spanish means English, as in someone from England. But no, he's Spaniard. But Jean Ingles, he's a 16-year-old center back. He's known for his ball distribution, technical quality in passing through defensive lines, and also his impressive pace when it comes to 1v1 situations. Last season, he was alternating between Cadete A and Juvenil B. And he's also seen as someone with lots of potential in the Royal Spanish Football Federation. And now he has officially signed his first professional contract with Barcelona. Because as you know, when you turn 16, that's when you can officially sign your first professional contract. And like I said about Raúl Exposito, thank God Barcelona renewed this guy, because otherwise people would have been like, oh no, Juan Ingles, another future Maldini that Barcelona missed out on. Kind of like what happened with Cospo. All of a sudden, people were Cospo fans when he decided to leave. Anyways, on to the next bit of news. And this one is a bombshell. Because, ladies and gentlemen, Deco was seen today meeting with Xavi Simons, his agent, and also an intermediary. Now, today, Deco was seen meeting with Faustino Simons, who is the brother and agent of Xavi Simons. He was also seen meeting with Ali Barat, who's an intermediary who works on behalf of Xavi Simons, where they met for 45 minutes in the city of Barcelona. Nobody knows what this meeting was about. However, this has caused, of course, a lot of attention, a lot of talks, a lot of uproar in the media, because as you know, Xavi Simons has been wanting to come back to Barcelona ever since he left. And in Barcelona, they liked the profile of the player. In fact, Barcelona tried to sign him back when Xavi Hernandez was the coach, but they were unsuccessful. So now all the talk is that, Barcelona could be signing Xavi Simons now that Nico Williams' signing has failed. Now, before I get you all excited, or before you get excited, I'm going to be a little bit of Debbie Downer, I guess, because as I've said many times before, look, I'm not here to just sell you smoke. I mean, I would get a lot more likes and a lot more subscribers if I'm here to tell you Barcelona going to sign Xavi Simons tomorrow. But I'm not here for the likes or subscriptions. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like when I get likes and subscriptions, but I'm here mostly to try to inform you as best as I can. And if I happen to get also likes and subscriptions, that's amazing. That's a plus. But I'm not just here to get likes for the sake of getting likes. Now, here's what I'm going to say. A meeting between a sporting director and agent is not always about signing a player. Okay, a lot of times it's just, hey guy, is your player interested in leaving his club? If so, is he interested in coming here? If so, is his club willing to let him go? If so, how much would they want? If so, how much your player would want? And if any of those, the answer to any of those questions is no, he doesn't want to leave, he doesn't want to come to you, his club doesn't want to sell you, that's it. Meeting's over. So it doesn't mean that just because Deco met with Xavi Simons' agent is because Barcelona are going to sign him. Second thing I want to say is, even if this was a meeting to sign Xavi Simons, this operation is highly unlikely. Why? Because it's reported that RB Leipzig would want around 70 million euros for Xavi Simons. And it's also reported in English media that Premier League clubs are willing to pay between 70 and 90 million euros for Xavi Simons. And of course, Barcelona cannot afford this. Even at the low end of this, at 70 million, there's still something that Barcelona cannot afford. And third, even if Barcelona can afford Xavi Simons and this meeting was to sign him, should we sign him? Because don't get me wrong, Xavi Simons, very talented player, but at the end of the day, he is an attacking midfielder. Yes, he has played as a left winger. Yes, he has done a good job. But his natural position is an attacking midfielder. That's where he does best. That's where he shines the most. Do we need another attacking midfielder? Because if we want an attacking midfielder who can play on the left wing, we have Fermin Lopez. He's already done that. In fact, he scored a goal against Real Madrid that was ruled handball, even though it wasn't, because Valverde had regained control. But nonetheless, it does not make sense to spend all that money on an attacking midfielder that happens to know how to play on the left wing. If we're going to make a big spending, which we shouldn't because of our finances, it makes more sense to make it on a on an actual left winger signing. I mean, at this point, spending big money on Luis Diaz makes a lot more sense than spending money on Xavi Simons. Now, don't get me wrong. I still think what Liverpool want for Luis Diaz is not worth that. But I mean, does it make sense to bring another attacking midfielder? We have a million of them. But anyways, we will end today's video with the news that Juventus are now making moves for Marcus Rashford. Now, it seems that Juventus, as part of their effort to rebuild their squad, something they've been doing for the last 1,000,000 years, but hey, power to them, are now eyeing Marcus Rashford. And in fact, they've already reached out to his agent, and they're even saying that they're willing to pay the 40 million euro permanent transfer that Manchester United are requesting. Of course, something that Barcelona are not willing to do. They only want a one-season loan, but Juventus are so serious about signing Marcus Rashford that they're even willing to pay the transfer fee, and they have already reached out to his agent to express their interests. Now, for now, of course, Marcus Rashford is willing to wait for Barcelona, but I cannot imagine he's going to wait forever. So if Barcelona do indeed want to sign Rashford, they might have to act sooner rather than later. And now, speaking of Rashford, the Manchester United treble winner and Manchester United legend Teddy Sharingham has spoken about Marcus Rashford, and he had pretty harsh words to say about the Man U attacker. Now, this is what Teddy said. If you assess where Marcus Rashford is as a professional footballer, you strive as a youngster to reach the top and play for clubs like Man U. When you get there, you should appreciate it. You don't just throw it away and say you want to leave. I found the whole episode so destroying. Back in my day, players dreamt of this kind of opportunity. To hear Rashford talking like this reminds me of when Aubameyang forced his way out of Arsenal, and I didn't like that either. From my perspective, going from Man U to Barcelona is a step up that Rashford hasn't earned. Ouch! Harsh words by Teddy Sharingham, saying that Rashford does not deserve to go to Barcelona because he hasn't earned that. And of course, my question to you is, do you agree with him? Do you disagree? Let me know down below in the comment section. All right, that is all for this video. I did upload another video a few moments ago. If you haven't seen it yet, make sure to check it out. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. And as always, Visca Barça.